裁きの時世界を裂くは我が怪力ゲヨ馬エリス
Fate. Yeah, I like the series. So one night I was out of town and I was getting a little bit bored. I didn't have, my usual computer to play my usual grinding games. So then I was like, oh, why not? I really liked Fate Go Babylonia, so let's just download the game and see what's up. Please help, I'm far gone. Skinner boxes. You know them, you love them, except when you don't. It's a marketable system because chance sells, yada yada yada, you know this already. So how's the Fate Go gacha system? Terrible. You have a 1% chance of getting a 5-star servant, which is the highest rarity, so that means you have a less than 1% of getting the specific 5-star servant. Except for when raid up happens, actually that's pretty good. You get a 0.8% chance of getting the specific 5-star servant, but oh well, raid up is a lie. On top of that, with a no pity system and also a stingy gacha, where you get around 2 pulls per week if there's no event going on, which there usually is, so that number is usually higher. And with the amount of cores that you get from the story, that's also pretty high, so you get a pretty good first boost, but in the long run, it's decently stingy. So with that being said, how do I feel about the game? I fucking love it. So the servant that I'm saving up and wanting to get once there's a raid up banner is Enkidu, but recently there's been a Merlin banner, and I was like, well, I'll throw like 1 or 2 rolls at it, and then, see maybe if I get Merlin. If I don't, well, no biggie. And then, oh, gotcha lords. Hear me and my 13 summoning tickets. I do have 349 Saints Cords, which means I can spare like 1 10 pull. One more. Again? Oh shit, I needed that. Shit, another one? Are you kidding? Oh my heavens feel? What is my crafting essence luck? I just want Merlin, please. One more. Actually, last pull. Another 5-star crafting essence. Are you joking? I hate my life. Oh. Yes! Yes! Holy shit! Oh my god! Oh my god! No fucking way! Finally! Holy shit! Oh, I'm high. Oh, wait. Okay. Holy fuck. Oh my god. Holy shit! No fucking way. I actually got Merlin. Holy fuck. Oh, I feel like I'm on 3 fucking pounds of cocaine right now. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that gave me enough ecstasy to just keep me going for like an entire month. You know what? I get it now. Hey, Dopamine, thanks for being how you are. And hey, developers, thanks for being able to exploit my native instincts and this chemical in my brain. But still though, apart from the predatory practice, there's a lot to love here. The combat system is okay, I guess. It's a card-based system. There's a rock, paper, scissors-esque who beats who type system, but on top of that, there's also a bunch of more complicated things relating to like the type of enemy, that's like if it's a beast, if it's a human, if it's a god, and also like their alignments, if they're like good or neutral or like lawful or whatever. There's a bunch of inner workings and a bunch of that nitty-gritty stuff that I'm sure if you really wanted to dive into, sure you could, and it would be cool. And for the people who are looking for these stat things, well, there's a ton of it here, so that's really great. But what I didn't expect to like so much was the visual novel. After all, FGO is a free game, so I didn't really expect it to offer up that much story-wise. I've played gacha games before, and usually, well, they don't. But I forgot. This is the team that does Fate, which isn't me saying that every Fate story is presented flawlessly. Of course, there's a lot of flaws in a ton of the anime. But the big premise of Fate is so interesting. And I think I talked about this a month ago, so I won't get too deep into it, but I'll still fanboy the fuck out. It's my video, I do what I want. Basically, the whole premise is you're fixing the world and you're traveling back in history to these different possible timelines. For example, what if in the United States, Thomas Edison was president and George Washington and all the founding fathers got killed, and it's a war going on between the Celtics and the Native Americans? Yeah, doesn't that sound crazy? Also, Thomas Edison is a lion. And yeah, that's, of course. Why wouldn't you think that? It starts off notably a little bit weak, but there's still some pretty good things and some pretty decent characters. Nero, Sir Francis Drake, but then you get to the Americas where you get a pretty good story. You know, nothing to write home about, but hey, it was pretty epic, you know, big war, yada yada yada. Nightingale, pretty cool. And then you get to Camelot and Babylonia, and these two visual novels are fan-fucking-tastic. One is depressing as hell, and a story of rebellion, and a whole bunch of other things, and the other one is a story about, well, an epic of the fighting of the struggle of humanity. It's so cool. There's so many really great characters and really touching moments. I cried. Yeah, I did, even a little. And I don't know, they're hyping up some pretty sentimental stuff with the protagonists, and I don't know where that's going. I just finished Babylonia. I mean, I watched the anime, and going through the visual novel again, still the moments are fantastic. But I haven't finished Temple of Solomon, which is the final chapter of the visual novel, well, at least the first part of it. Apparently there's more parts of it, but I don't know what that's about. Maybe I'll report again. Maybe I'll make another video. But this one is just about my experience so far with FGO. And a thing with these mobile games usually is that they have an energy system that bars you from progression, that doesn't let you play too much. Because, well, I mean, they gotta make money. You know, you can buy the energy. You want to play the game more? Well, you can buy to play the game more. But for FGO, well, especially during this 1 year boost of half AP spent, for, I think, its story missions. I think that's how this works, not sure. But this is just beautiful. Of course you can witness the story online, and that's cool and all, but I think being able to actually experience the fights there are also it's a good experience, especially later when it comes Camelot, when it comes Babylonia, when the fights are more challenging, but not too challenging, not something that you can't outthink, outsmart, or outbuild. But there's still a challenge. That's when the combat system, you know, when it gets pushed to its edges, that's when it really shines, and that's when I really like the game. And this visual novel, it's not just like, oh, 1 or 2 hours of content. There's around, I think, combined, this is only the first, I guess, the first arc of the 8 singularities and the final singularity. These consist around 50 hours, that would be my assumption, in total. Camelot and Babylonia each are like 9 and 11 hours respectively, which is huge considering how great these stories are, and also considering the fact that this is a free game. Just being able to experience these visual novels, oh my god, that was definitely worth it. And with the energy system, you actually, well, once I got to level 105, the leveling started to be throttled a little bit more, but just playing the game and leveling up and earning energy, I was way overboard on my energy bar. I could just keep playing the game, and I'm still at that point. Like, I'm at level 106, and I'm like 1,000 something AP above the cap, which is pretty ridiculous. The game really allows you to experience the entire story just in one go if you want, which I think it's great. It doesn't time gate it, and well, because of like how you'll be consistently getting this, you don't feel that pressure. Well, I mean, you may, but I didn't, to super rush things. The only reason that I'm rushing it and playing it a lot is because the content there is good. It's not just that scarcity that's drawing me to it, and I think that is a major good point. And on top of that, yeah, 5 stars, they're great, but you can still build up a decently confident team by being free to play. Did I say confident? Competent. There's the friendship banner rolls, which is a gacha system that is so easy to just use. Basically, you just use support units, which are random people on the internet. You can choose their busted, super leveled units, and they can carry you through a lot of things. But with that, you can roll and get some really nice 1 to 3 stars. And trust me, there's a lot of really nice 1 to 3 stars. Arash, this man, one of the best farmers, and he has one of the highest damaging Noble Phantasms in the game. Merlin, which, I love Merlin. He's so great. He is known to be a super great team healer with his Noble Phantasm healing 1,000 per turn for 5 turns. Well, Han Christian Andersen can also do that. Well, he's a 2-star only. But the thing is that he's not as good because he doesn't also have the Buster cards and the team invincibility and the team damage boost, which is what Merlin has. But he kind of supplements part of Merlin, like maybe 1/5 of Merlin, but he still has that application. The 5 stars are just so great. They're like jack of all trades, but with the 1 to 3 stars, they can also cover a lot of ground. Spartacus, he also has a really strong team AoE, and he is only a 2-star. Robin Hood, he is a very strong archer single target damage user, and he's only a 3-star. See, all of these, very usable, and just very good cards that are just so low rarity and so accessible. I'm not saying that they're better than 5 stars, which, I mean, some of them are, but not all of them. And of course, the 5 stars are good. That's why that's why people pay, is because they want the 5 stars. But still, it's a game that if you just want to experience the story, just want to experience the gameplay, and a little bit of gacha here and there, but don't super get addicted to that system, then being free to play, it works. It's perfectly fine. There's also the farming, the leveling up, which is also cool. It's like a nice progression for if you want that. And as your servants level up, they change in appearances, their abilities change, their attack patterns change. All pretty cool stuff. If you're a real collector, and, well, there's a lot to do. There's a lot of cataloged servants to collect, to farm, to level up, and all of that jazz. So that's also that. And farming resources, events come pretty often, and they give these welfare servants, which are 4 stars, that just, they give it to you if you complete the event, which is its own visual novel. And they're also pretty good on their own. So yeah, just tons of nice stories dumped in here. There's clearly a really strong writing staff here, and it really shows. So yeah, I started playing Fate Grand Order. And you know what? I like it. I like it a lot. It's an old game, but the story keeps me coming back. And also the collections of these historical characters, I love that shit. I'm super into history, so that is 100% up my alley. As far as the gacha system goes, yeah, it's a gacha system. There's gonna be whales, but I feel like, you know, if you know your personality, if you know you're not a person who is addicted to these things and isn't a compulsive spender and can control yourself, maybe to the occasional guaranteed 5-star SSR summon, then yeah, I mean, sure, play it. I mean, even if you're a whale, sure, play it if you want. It's your life, it's not mine, but it's not my place to judge, you know, how you want to play the game. But just, you know, saying maybe it's a little bit of a unhealthy spending habit. You don't have to listen to me, but that's just what I think. And yeah, hey, I started playing FGO. Hopefully a year from now, I'm not regretting my life decisions. Who knows?